Hey guys, I'm back and just want to make a video today about Civil War headgear. So let's hop on into it. At the front, I got two forge caps. The referred to as the Type 1 and then the Type 2. And then I have a civilian hat, a Hardy hat, which is a federal hat, and then just another civilian straw hat. So, well, let's get started. First up is the Type 1, referred to as a Type 1. This one, let me see, is an LJ&I Phillips. This one was made by, I can't remember, some guy that stopped making them like 10, 15 years ago, but it's really super high quality. I really like it. I don't really like forge caps, but I just have it for when I need it. And then over here is referred to as a Type 2. This is also an LJ&I Phillips. This one was made by Sakala, so it's pretty nice too. It's pretty worn out, you know what I mean? But just a little bit of history on Lewis. I'm sorry, Lewis J and I Isaac. Lewis J and I Isaac Phillips of New York. They manufactured approximately 800,000 forge caps during the Civil War. The two principal shapes are the Type 1 and Type 2. The Type 1s have a smaller disc and a crescent flat visor, and the Type 2s has a larger disc and a more cylindrical body with a flat, squarish visor. They made about 800,000, so that's, I mean, it was issued to a lot of troops, and they were one of the top manufacturers of the forge cap. So, get that out of the way. We'll go with the Hardy hat next. Hardy hats in 1855, Secretary of War Jefferson Davis was instrumental in the creation of 2 regiments of cavalry. It was recommended that the cavalry have a distinctive hat. It is sometimes called the Jeff Davis hat. It was also referred to as a Hardy hat after William Joseph Hardy, an officer of the 2nd Cavalry. In 1858, the hat was approved for the entire Army. The hat was made of black felt and had various insignia, which were embroidered for officers and brass for enlisted men. It was looped up by an eagle on one side and decorated with ostrich feathers on the other. The side on which the hat was looped up was changed several times during the period the hat was in use. From 1858 to 1861, the hat looped on the left for artillery and infantry officers. On the front of the hat was the insignia of the branch of service. The Jager horn represented the infantry. In some cases, the hat bore the regimental number and company letter. Hat cords were in the branch color for enlisted men, and mixed black and silver for company or field officers, and then gold for general officers. So that's just the history on the Hardy hats. This one is pretty beat up. I mean, you'll see them, pinned up on the sides. So, be on the left, and you can kind of see where the horn was on this hat. This one's a Dirty Billy. I mean, it's pretty nice. I wanted to get a Tim Bender, but he don't really he stopped making them. So now I need to find me a better one for more of a parade dress or dress uniform type of Hardy. There's that one, and then here's my civilian hat. It's just a regular civilian one. This was made by one of my friends. Not much on the inside. This one actually could work for both civilian and Confederate, really, because the Confederates imported hats from Britain later in the war, and this has this tarred cloth or whatever, and that's what they were putting in some of their hats that were coming over that the Confederates were using. And then this other one is a straw hat. It's just I made it myself out of an old straw hat. I mean, it's not the best to weave, but it's alright. The weave should be tighter, preferably. Just inside, usually it had a leather or canvas thing for your head. Well, what's the difference between this hat and my other civilian one is it goes all the way around. The headband, or the hat, that I can't think of it right now, but that's this part that goes against your head, so that's how you can kind of tell. This is the front side. That's the back side. So yeah, that's all my federal. This is just a federal, federal hats really, and what federal soldiers could have been wearing. Definitely my civilian hat. Those two civilian hats will totally roll over for my Confederate impression, but right now at the moment I'm getting together my Confederate hats, that kepis and stuff like that I'll have. So this is it for right now, just for my federal stuff. I might have a few more videos coming out. I have one coming out I'm gonna do tonight. Also, it's on the 37th Illinois. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching, guys.